Welcome to our OA class today. I hope that you're all well. What class did you guys just came from? English B? I know that English B can be quite cumbersome sometimes. So let's do an activity to help us get ready and focus us back right up for OE today. So we're going to make a shape with our body, and I choose the letter C. The reason why is because our main topic begins with the letter C today. So I'm going to demonstrate for you guys. Got my hands on my hip. I'm going to tilt over to the left, then back up on my tippy toes, over to the right and down to the left again, and we have made the letter C there. It's your turn. I know it's very fun to do, and it's going to get us all excited for class today. So everyone's ready? Yes, that's correct. Hands on your hip. Let's go. To the left, tilt to the left. Yes, that's great. Up on your tippy toes, tip, 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 tip. Over to your right, down, and then to your left again. Yes, that's correct. We have made the letter C with our bodies. So settle down, yes, have a seat. Let's recap what we did in our last class. Can anyone tell me what we did in our last class? Yes, Chandrauti. Yes, we talked about ergonomics, that's true. Can anyone else tell me what about ergonomics we talked about? Yes, Dinzy. We talked about, that's correct. We talked about making the workplace comfortable for the workers. And what are some ways can we make the workplace comfortable for some workers? Anyone except Chandrauti and Dinzy? Yes, Kisa, proper lighting. Surab? Yes, they should have proper seating and furniture. That is all correct. You guys did a good job. So let's get into today's topic. We're going to start a new part of the syllabus today, and our topic is going to be based on communication. So our topic for today is communication. We're going to look at what is communication and the different classifications of communication. And I hope that you will be able to define what is communication at the end of this lesson, be able to list the different classification of communication, and I hope that you will be able to distinguish between the different classifications of communication. You all got that? Yes. So let's get ready for today's lesson. Let me go and turn on my projector. Till I'm ready for class, let me go through our activities for today. We're going to view a video. We're going to have a little pop quiz here and there. We're going to have group discussion and whole class discussion, and also we're going to have a brainstorming activity at the end of this class. So right about now, let's prepare for our video. Now, our video is based on communication, based on our topic. The video won't have any song inside today. I want you guys to look at the video and make mental notes. You can even scribble it down in your notebook. Make down points. What do you think is communication, or any important point that you may grasp from this video? So let me go that over again. The video have no sound, but it's based on communication. I want you guys to observe the video, look at the video, and come up with your own idea what you think communication is. After that, we're going to discuss with our peers and have a class discussion on what we think communication is. So let's get into the video. Let me start the projector and put it on the whiteboard here. Let's begin the video. So now that we have seen that video, what do you guys think about that video? I want you guys to share your ideas with your friends, or your point of view, what you think is communication with your friends first, before we have a discussion with the entire class. So be as quiet as possible. I know they tend to get noisy sometimes, but let's share our ideas quietly with our friends next to us. Chandrati, are you guys getting along? Did you understand the video? Kisar, did any part of the video was very unclear to you? Okay. How are you guys getting along with sharing your ideas with your friends? You guys are getting along just fine? That's great. Have everyone finished sharing their ideas with your class? Their classmates? Okay, are you guys ready to share with the entire class now? That's great. Let's get into our discussion activity now. So I have my marker here. I'm going to write some of your responses on the blackboard. Anyone want to tell me what's your thought, what you think communication is? Yes, Chandrati, you're first. Talking. Why talking? In the video we saw that the guy was talking to someone else. He was talking to a girl. So talking is correct. Anyone else? Yes, Kisar. Yes, he did seem upset. He seemed upset for something. And is upset part of communicating in the class? Yes, upset is part of communication because it's showing some kind of emotion. And when somebody is upset, happy, or even sad, we can tell by their body movement or their facial expression. We can tell that they are happy, sad, or angry, because they are communicating to us that message with their body or facial expression. So that's correct. He was upset. Yes, to have body movement, that's a good one. He was communicating, he was using a lot of body movement to show his frustration. And even when we're talking on a normal day and someone asks you, where is the washroom, and you just point straight ahead or to the left, and a person will understand that in that direction the bathroom is. So body movement is also part of communication. That's correct. Anyone else? Emotional. That's a good one, Dinzy. The guy was quite emotional. As we said with Kisar, he was upset. He was showing a lot of emotion because he could not find his dog. So those are all great responses from you guys. Now let's put all of these together and try to come up with a communication definition for communication. So we could say that it's talking or sending a message, because when you're talking, you're sending a message. And can you send a message by yourself? No, it have to be between two persons. So we can say communication is sending a message between two or more persons. And that the person must be able to understand that message. Do you guys get that clear? If I'm showing you all kind of monkey motion or all kind of I'm just showing you a set of random words, cat, dog. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You mightn't be able to understand what I'm telling you because the message is not clear. But if I come and tell you that I saw a cat and a dog was running up the road, that is a little bit more clear. You will understand that I'm telling you that I saw a cat and a dog was running up the road. So the person must be able to understand the message. Yes, that's correct, Kisar. For example, when somebody is speaking a different language from you, they might be talking to you and showing you gestures, hand movement, but you might not be able to understand what they are saying because you do not speak the same language. That is correct, Kisar. Very good. So let's go over our definition that we came up together with. Communication is sending a message between two or more persons and being able to interpret or understand that message. Everyone agrees with me? Anyone want to add to that or have anything else to say or disagree with that? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We're all learning here. I'm even learning here as well too. I'm learning from you guys. and you guys are learning from me. Okay, everyone's fine with that? So let's move on and get ready for our next step in today's lesson. So now that we have all decided upon a definition for the term communication, I have two quick multiple choice questions for you guys. So I'm going to read the question for you. I'm going to ask you the questions and you guys are going to indicate to me what do you think is the answer. The first one, number one, is what is communication? Again, the question is what is communication? So therefore I have three choices for you guys. A, communication is a one-way process. A, communication is a one-way process. B, communication is a process of making contact between 2 points. B, communication is a process of making contact between 2 points. C, communication is speaking to someone only. Is speaking to someone only. C, so A is it's a one-way process. B is a process of making contact between 2 or more points. And C is speaking to someone only. So let me see all those who say A. Raise your hands. Okay. All those who say B. Okay. And all those who indicate that C is the answer. I'm very happy with you guys because most of you guys, almost all of you guys, chose B, which B is the correct answer. So communication is a process of making contact between 2 or more points. Remember we said that you need someone to send a message to. So in that way, it ties into the definition of communication. So I have a next question for you guys. So I want you guys, it's a true or false question. I want you guys to state if the statement I'm going to say is true or is it false. People can communicate without speaking. People can communicate without speaking. That's the question. Is it a true statement or is it a false statement? Can people communicate without speaking? All those who say it's a true, raise your hand. Okay. And all those who say it's false, raise your hand. Okay, the answer is true. You can communicate without speaking. In the video we saw the guy, he was communicating with hand gesture or facial expression without speaking. So people can communicate without speaking. So let's get ready for the next part of our lesson. I'm going to place on the whiteboard here the classifications of communication and its definition. And after that we're going to do a small activity to grasp your understanding of the first two classifications. So there are 4 classifications of communication. They are formal, informal, official and unofficial. We're going to look at formal and informal communication first. So let's read what formal communication is. Formal communication is related to the formal organization structure and conforms to the official rules and line of authority of the organization. Example, meeting reports, policy statements, and so on. So we're saying that formal communication, it follows a line of authority. It follows rules and it follows statements when we're communicating information. For example, in a meeting, we have structures in meeting. In a report, there's various formats that we need to follow. And so that's a way of formal communicating with people. And then we have informal communication. Informal communication is linked to social relationship that exists among persons. For example, you're having a conversation with your friend, or you're having lunch and discussing whatever aspect you want with your friend, or talking on the telephone with a friend or a family member. That is informal communication. So let's go over again. Formal communication, it follows official rules and lines of authority, whereas informal communication is more on a social relationship status. You guys, is that clear? So now that we've all discussed what is formal and informal communication, we're gonna have a small activity here in which I'm gonna place up some picture here on the whiteboard, and I want you guys to tell me which one of these pictures is a formal mean of communication and which one is an informal mean of communication. You guys are that clear? So we're gonna discuss. You're gonna look at the picture. You're gonna discuss it and think about it and share your ideas with the class. Which one you think is a formal and which one you think is an informal mean of communication. So let me put up the first picture here. So as you can see, we have the first picture have a group of person talking, and the second picture also have a group of person talking. But look at it carefully. One set of person look like they are friends and they're having a discussion or they're having a meal or lunch or something, and the other picture is like person in a meeting. Do you see the difference? You can see the first picture, the persons are laughing and they're laughing or interacting, and in the second picture it seems that they're more intense, they're more focused, they're following a stricter guideline or rule. So which one you think it's formal and which one you think is an informal? I will ask, yes, Kisa, the first picture, what do you think is the first picture? That is correct. It's an informal mean of communicating. And the other one, it's a formal mean of communicating. Very good, Kisa. You can have your seat. Let me move on to the next picture. So the next picture is a bit complicated, but I know you guys can be able to answer it. So we could see that a person, there are two hands and a person showing someone like a report and some graph here. You're given a report there. And in the second picture, you can see that there are two persons, and we could say that one person is instructing the other person how to make a meal or a dish. Which one you think it's a formal and which one you think is informal? Which one in this situation, look at the picture carefully. Which one you think is more formal than the other? You know that, before you give me an answer, you know that sometimes your friends teach you to do things, but it's not a formal way. It could be more on a friendly kind of base. So let's look at it. Chandrauti, which one you think it's the formal picture? That is correct. The one with the person showing the report on the tablet to the next person, it's the formal, and the one where the person is showing instruction or a process how to make a meal, it's an informal meal. That is correct. You can have your seat. So let's move on to the next picture. So we can see that on both picture, person are talking over the phone. But on the first picture, the woman seemed to be in an office. She seemed to be well dressed. Like, let's say she's a customer care representative. And on the next picture, you see that two friends are communicating with each other. They're laughing, they're laughing. They seem more relaxed than the first picture. So which one you guys think is the informal? Yes, Suraf. The informal picture is the one where the two friends are talking over the phone, and the formal one is the one with the person, the customer care representative, speaking there. Okay, that's very good. Have a seat. Now the very final picture that I'm going to show you guys is a bit difficult than all the three that I've shown you before. Here we go. You can see that they are both written forms of communication. The first one we can say is a note from one friend to another, and the other we can see it's a policy of the company, as a company we're working in. Which one you guys think is a formal and which one you guys think is an informal mean? Think about it. Take a minute. Yes, Lindsay. You think that the one with the letter from one friend to another, it's a informal? Why do you think that, Lindsay? Because it don't follow no strict rules or guideline. You're absolutely correct. The letter, let's say the letter from one friend to another, it's an informal mean, and the one with the policy, the workplace policy, it's a formal mean because it follows a strict rule and guidelines how things should be done. You guys are absolutely correct. Let's get ready for the next part of our lesson. you guys can take a minute or so and get yourself all prepped and ready for the next part of our lesson. I hope that you all are enjoying our lesson so far. Do anyone have any questions or query, or do you need to seek any kind of clarification for what we have done today and you don't understand? Don't be afraid, just ask me and we can try to clear up any misconception that you may have. Okay, we can move on. Okay, so now we're going to look at the other two classification of communication, which is official and unofficial communication. Now, official communication passes through a line of authority or it is confirmed by someone, whereas unofficial communication is not, it don't pass through a line of authority and it's not really confirmed by anyone. But for you to better understand this, I'm going to give you guys to work in pairs. So you guys are going to team up with the person sitting next to you or whoever you feel comfortable with, and you guys are going to brainstorm. And when I say brainstorm, I'm going to give you some scenario and you guys are going to think about it. You're going to think about the scenario and state whether you think this scenario follows some form of authority or it doesn't follow some form of authority. And from that, you're going to select which you think are official and which are not official. And at the end of that, we're going to discuss your answers and we're going to come up with our definition for official and unofficial communication. So I have here a worksheet for you guys. I'm going to share it out. Okay. So as you can see on your worksheet, there are 3 columns. One with scenario, one with official, and state that it's follow a line of authority, and one with unofficial. It doesn't follow a line of authority. So let's read the first scenario together. You and your peer, you could read it together and then go through the work, and then we're going to do it. So take a minute and do that. So our minute's up. Let's go through the first one together. So our minute's up. Let's go through the first one together. So owner informing staff that they will be receiving a bonus for Christmas. Now, who is the owner, Chandrauti? Yes, the owner is the owner of the business. And is that person have any authority or is in charge? Yes, he is, right? So if he says that the staff will be receiving a bonus at the end of the year, is that official or is that unofficial? Correct, Chandra. That is an official mean of communication because it's coming from a line of authority. It's coming from the owner's mouth himself. Let's go to the next one. Kisar, you and your partner, please read the next one for me. John telling Sandy that he feel that they will be getting a bonus for Christmas. Now, yes, Kisar, is John the owner or is John the boss? No, he's not. And what is he telling Sandy? He's telling Sandy that he feel that they will be getting a bonus. Did the boss say that they will be getting a bonus in this scenario here? No, he didn't say that, or the boss didn't say that. So is that just an opinion that John has? So is that official communication or is that unofficial communication? What do you think, Kisar? That is correct. It's unofficial because John is just giving his opinion and his feeling. It's nothing confirmed that they will be getting a bonus in this scenario here. A circular is being shared around the office without the manager's signature. Now this is one a bit tricky. Yes, Suraf, you and your group going to take it on this one. So a circle is going around the office and it doesn't have the manager's signature. Normally when a circle go around the office, it have to get some kind of signature to know that the circle or the document is authentic. So what do you think? Is this an official mean of communication or is it an unofficial mean of communication? Exactly, you're correct, Suraf. It's an unofficial mean of communication, because anyone could have fabricated a circular and just sent it wrong. But if it was sent by the manager, he would have signed it. Okay? Let's go to the next person. Yes, Dinzy. Please read for me. Friends at work having a discussion on their lunch hour. Is that official or unofficial? Yes, that's an unofficial mean of communicating. Okay. So that the last one I was asked, let me see. Davy, please read for me. Ruins a company organizational chart. What do you think it is? Yes, it is official. You are correct. And why do you think it's official? Because it is set there by authority, and it shows the level or the line of authority. And who said that? It is set by company official to show the different levels of authority. So the activity was fun, right? Let's get ready for our next part of the lesson. I hope that you are enjoying our lesson today. So we're coming down to the closing of our lesson. So let's discuss what is official communication. So official communication is communication via established organization structure in keeping with the policies and practices of a business. For example, letters, workers' handbook, chart, staff meeting, etc. Whereas unofficial communication involves also communication that does not come through with the official process, communication process. For example, like gossips and rumors, discussions among friends. So you've seen from the activity that you brainstormed just now, the various scenarios, that some of these activities, they had no kind of structure. It wasn't official. It was unofficial form of communication. Whereas some of the activities, they did follow a structure format. That was the official form of communication. So let's get into our concluding activity today. Let's recap what we did today for our lesson on communication. We discussed what is communication, and we said that communication is the process of sending a message between two or more persons, and it is being understood what is being said. We also talk about the classifications of communication, which are official, unofficial, formal and informal communication, and we also go into example of these forms of communication. I'm going to share or distribute some handouts to you guys, so please share all the handouts, and please revise your work and get ready for our next class, which will be in the next 2 days from now. So see you until then. Be safe and see you until then. Enjoy your day. Bye, class.